I don't know. This shit's whack. I've been telling people today, this shit's fucking whack tonight. The computers and the connections are very intriguing and very interesting and very whack as fuck. Okay, Jesus Christ, am I alive? Fuck balls, holy fuck balls. So I don't got a lot of time here, so I'm going to read and share what I wanted to share. We will see how the connection holds. The connection has been, oh my god, crazy, crazy, crazy. Yeah, dude. Hey, what's up, Synchron, Amanda? Perfect timing. That's, well, I mean, that's kind of also the theme lately, right? Very in sync, synchronicity, synchronicities. For sure. Dude, I'm talking about the fucking moon. Hell yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. Words right now. It's like they don't do justice to the energetics right now. It's like there's just so much and it's happening so quickly. It's like the words just get in the fucking way. Eh? Lots of Canadian vibes lately and it's fucking beautiful. So I got my singing bowls here. If I have time, I will pull some cards for y'all. But mainly, this is so I can share something that I want to read from a book. So this is kind of an inspiration from Zen Atman's live streams lately, which he has been reading from and entertaining all of us and me with my absurdity. Good morning, Divine Hazel. Yes, soak up that sun, and especially during this time, like on the sunrise and the moonset, like it's gonna be linked and in sync, and you can have some very profound insights and meditations occurring if you want to sun and moon gaze. So let me get some tunes, some tones going, and then I'll read from this. And we'll see if we can draw forth some more energetics. That's not what I do. Interesting. Flatten the curve. Complete the curve. Make the curve into a circle, y'all. What's up, Angie? So I've been sharing some books lately with people, and this is in the series of these books. So whenever Genevieve watches this is I think the fourth book in the series. So I completely understand and understand whenever we get to a point in reading or watching certain things, entertaining certain things. Like it's got to be, you know, very fucking in sync with where we are at in order to draw our attention and awareness into it. Otherwise, like, get the fuck away. And I have other things to do, and that are drawing my energy, my essence. So I get that. But the huge blockage and barrier that I've had with these books is that people, well, it's just who I initially was trying to share them with. And if you have opened stuff up inside of you, then these books are going to be like just pure magic. If you still have things that you are hiding from inside of you, then you're not going to be able to read these books. And I imagine that's probably kind of a similar thing with the Celestine Prophecy books as well. Okay, so reading time. Let's see if I can channel my inner Zen and just get into this. I got a little bit of time here to do this. And I'm sorry if the connection cuts out. If it does, please let me know, because this has been happening frequently. Okay, where are we at here? Did I even mark the right place? Pi. 134. Okay, here we go. Here's the book, and yes, that should have been the main image there, but here we go. Of course, there were special teachers during the Vedian period as well. In the winter, elderly people who were especially wise in different sciences would come to the settlement. There was a common house in each settlement, and in it, they elucidated their sciences. If one of the children who heard them suddenly expressed a special interest in astronomy, the teacher would go to the house of the child's parents. The teacher would be joyously received in the house. The scientist would talk with the child about the stars for as many days and hours as the child wanted. And you couldn't say who acquired more knowledge from whom in their conversations. After all, the elderly scientist would ask the child questions with great respect. He could debate with him without condescension. In the Vedian period, there was no point in recording discussions and their conclusions and discoveries. Free of the daily bustle and the many cares of the present day, the human memory could take in much more information than the best computer invented today. In addition, the discoveries, if they were rational, served all the people immediately and were put into practice. The parents and all the members of the household could listen to all the scientific discussions too. They themselves sometimes tactfully joined the conversation. Nevertheless, the child was always paramount. When a young astronomer drew a conclusion about the planets that the adults considered wrong, they might say to him, "Forgive me, I can't understand you." The child would try to explain a little more, and often it happened that the child would be right. Before spring came, all the settlement's inhabitants would gather in the common house. They would all listen to their children's accomplishments. A 6-year-old boy might amaze everyone like a philosopher, talking about the meaning of life. During those days, The children showed the people their marvelous handicrafts. Others would delight the hearing of those gathered with their singing or an unusual dance. The acts could be called an exam or a holiday for everyone. It doesn't matter. More importantly, everyone received joy from what was created. The string of positive emotions and the discoveries of these days were happily absorbed into life. How can one say who was most important in the child's upbringing? One can say confidently that it was the culture, the way of life of the families of the Vedian period. What can we take from that culture for today's children? Which of the existing child rearing systems today can be deemed best? Judge for yourself. They are all imperfect, after all. Having distorted human history, we have forced the children themselves to lie, to live a lie, forced their thought down a false path because ourselves suffer. We force our children to suffer too. Above all people must learn the truth about themselves. A life without truth and false postulates is like a hypnotic dream. The sequence of 3 pictures in children's textbooks need to be changed. We need to tell our children the history of people who live on earth truthfully. We must verify the truth of it ourselves, and then choose a new path with our children when they have learned the undistorted essence. The 3 pictures in children's books about the history of Earth's development and the people living on it are not harmless. Look what the pictures instill in them from their early years. Here's the first. It depicts primitive man. Look at what he's like. He is standing wearing a hide and wielding a club. He has savage bared teeth. His gaze is unintelligent. He is amid the bones of beasts he has killed. In the second, a man stands armor with a sword, a shiny ornamental helmet. He and his army are subduing towns, and the Slavish crowd has bowed down before him. In the third, the man's gaze is intelligent. He is noble. He looks healthy. He is wearing a suit. Around him are many instruments and devices. Modern man is handsome and happy. All 3 pictures are false, and their sequence is incorrect. They instill this entire lie in children persistently, strictly, and purposefully. Later, I can say who does this and why he needs to lie like this. But first, you must verify with your own logic how accurate these 3 pictures are. Judge for yourself. You can see the trees, grasses, and bushes today in their primordial form. They are billions of years old, but even today, looking at them, you can admire their perfection. What does all this speak to? The creators of this creation were created perfect from the beginning. And so, did he make man his favorite creation ugly? This is untrue. Originally, man was the creator's most perfect creation, among the most beautiful creations on earth. Even the first picture should depict a historical truth. In it, we should see a family of the happiest people with an intelligent, childishly pure gaze. There is love on the two parents' faces. The human figures are in harmony with what surrounds them. They are striking for their beauty, and their spirit is striking towards God sent power. And orchard blossoms all around. All the beasts are prepared to serve any of them instantly and gratefully. The second picture should depict the full historical truth for children. In it, two armies in ugly armor are rushing at each other. The commanders stand on a rise. The priests admonish them. There is dismay and fear on the commanders' faces, and the faces of the others, who have already submitted to the admonishment. There is a brutal, fanatical look. In a moment, insane slaughter will begin. People will kill their like. The third picture represents the day of present day people. Here's a group of people, sickly and pale, in a room among many artificial things. Some are fat, others hunched over, their faces pensive and gloomy. You can see people like this among the majority of passers-by in the cities. Outside on the street, cars are blowing up, and ash rains down from the sky. All three truthful pictures from history should be shown to the child. We should ask him, which kind of life do you want to choose? The pictures are merely conventional illustrations. Naturally, a sincere story, truthful and expert, is essential as well. The child should know all history and all the distortions of all the false doctrines. Only after this can his education truly begin. He must be asked, how can the present day be changed? The child will not find the answer right away. And the he in this is, man as in human. But he will indeed find it. A different, constructive thinking will begin. Oh, child rearing, you must understand, a sincere question alone and the desire to hear the answer from your own child can connect parents and children down through the ages and make them happy. Joint movement towards happiness is endless, but even its beginning can be called happiness. All people must know their own history truthfully. So hopefully that came through clearly and without distortion or disruption. That would be awesome if that's the case. It looks like we're still going, so yes! Got the message out. Now hopefully YouTube doesn't fucking say it's copyrighted. Or whatever. Okay, let's check back in here. Yeah, the moon doesn't reflect. These are the things about the spheres, the great spheres. They don't reflect the Earth. They reflect the human emanations. Yeah, soak up that energy. Soak up the moon. Soak up the sun. No problem, my dude. Okay, so I have some time for a couple drawings. If anyone wants a card drawn for them, just let me know, and I will hook you up. Yes, everything's falling into place now. If we just allow it to, if we don't get in our own way, too much and obstruct things. Whenever we allow the process, we flow with the process, right? Yes, yes, indeed. That's oh, having computer craziness already happening. It's usually around this time. It's usually around 30 minutes that YouTube's like, ah, cut it down, shut it down. And there's just been an incredible delay that I've noticed with like live streams and comments and all that stuff. More of that, I guess. Oh, there it is. Yeah, yeah, dude. I mean, Synchron. You know why the fuck I did this in the first place. That's exactly why, dude. Like, I was called to. Like, I didn't necessarily want to or anything. It was like, yeah, you have to. And it wasn't even going to work out for me to. But I'm like, I mean, if I'm called to, I'm going to make it happen. And then I found that I needed to share and read for for whoever sees this. So that's why I'm here. Well, thank you, dude. I always appreciate the communion and connection I have with you and with all of you peeps. Okay, so who's it gonna be? Who wants a tarot or oracle card? Let me know, or I'm just gonna start drawing for people, for other people. That's not here since y'all are here and y'all aren't saying anything. Okay, bro. Do you want a tarot card or do you want a oracle, sacred world oracle, or the world spirit tarot? Both are amazing. Both I obtained freely, which seems to be the way to utilize these things. Is they have to come to you in order to be like super fucking tuned and attuned with the energies of them. And I don't just read like from the cards. It's like and tell you what the cards are telling you. It's like part of the process is reading like what the creator wrote, and then sometimes I'll speak a little bit about that. Are we clear? Are we clear here? Yeah. So All right, dude. Oracle it is. Yep. I need a little bit of room. Clear the way so that we can start to do this thing. So we get 3 for 3 on the shuffle. You have the salmon, my friend. That's a good fucking energy. Like any kind of watery. I've been having a lot of watery vibes lately. So like this is I can already tell this is something that I need to read for myself as well. So this is great. I'm pretty sure I fucking love this card. Just think of the salmon and the connection with the bear, even how the fish, like they give themselves up freely. A lot of nature, like it's not how we've been led to believe how it is, how it flows and interconnects, and things give themselves up freely in order to continue with the beauty and construct of what nature is. Salmon, magic, intuition, wisdom. Yep. Okay. The appearance of the salmon card invites you to develop your innate magic and wisdom. Salmon are considered magical creatures because they can swim in both salt and fresh water. Celtic mythology especially valued these fish as the giver of wisdom. One popular tale recounts how the salmon gained wisdom after eating several hazelnuts. Ooh, that's weird. Which had fallen into the stream. Since hazel branches are considered especially magical, their branches were were well received and revered for wizards. Wands. Tradition claimed that whoever eats the salmon of wisdom would gain those powers for themselves. In the Pacific Northwest, the salmon is especially valued as a major source of food. The Haida people tell of a boy who transformed into a salmon after he wasn't sufficiently respectful of the fish. In time, his sojourn with the salmon people granted him the ability to heal others. Yeah, and I mean, any kind of fish energies, like that's pure healing. I mean, you think of the waters and the canals, even the birthing process, you know, all those energies are tapping back into the womb, into the origin, into the healing, and ultimately into the revealing of your deeper inner waters. Let the waters flow, baby. Yes, Amanda. It's falling into place. That's I hear that a lot, Divine Hazel. That that's the main fish that people will eat. Personally, I don't go towards meats. I don't necessarily shy away from it either. It's just I'm not really drawn towards it. But if I am, it's usually of the fishy category. What's up, Alexandra Morgan? It's good to see you. I enjoy your essence, your vibrations, the energy that you offer. It's good. A bat just flew by you. Well, don't don't look too deep into that, as in, you know, what we've been led to believe is going on right now with the bats. No, and that's just part of the fucking programming, the fucking indoctrination bullshit with like, you know, oh, it stemmed from a bat, so you should not like bats because then no, the fucking bats, the resonance, the sonar, the frequency that they tap into is very much emotional. So bat energy is very fucking potent and good, and it's a subtle energy, but it's something that once you tap into, it's very powerful. The subtleness is of the most importance and potency and power, no matter what they tell you or try to lead you to believe. Okay, so we have time for one or two more card pullings, drawings, attunings, synchronizing, right? I mean, every time divine is like it's for everyone, and I gain so much from it. Like it's pretty fucking nuts to be honest. It's like, how the fuck? Very Betty. Danny Skylark. It's very good to see you. It's very, very good to feel you always. I'm always in communion with you, and a lot of you, always in communion. Yeah, dude. Perfect timing. Okay, so who's it gonna be next? I'm running out of time to emit for y'all. The collective? Well, I mean, Amanda, that's kind of like every time I draw for someone, it's for that as well. I mean, yeah, dude, synchronicity. Just draw a card and read it. Divine Hazel, just do it. Thank you. Okay, dude. That was funny. It is happening. That's something that Skyhopper loves to say. It's happening, people. Yeah, dude, exactly. Do you think I'm in my head, Divine? Is that what's going on here? Do you think there's some degree of separation? As there is with most everyone. unfortunately, and that's because of the images that we have been led into believing. The lie being believing a lie. So we will draw from the World Spirit Tarot